Hello, I am live. I am the game designer. I am playing more of the Opus Magnum. It's my birthday. Happy. Yay. Ooh, Vimberlo's Wheel. You've heard of this city. Oh, so it's specifically salt that you turn into things. Okay. It's sometimes called the Alchemist's Last Hope. I don't think anyone calls it that, but okay, if you insist. So I just need to make a bunch of silly babies. They have distilled alcohol. Wonderful. Hello, Eric. Wheel. Awesome, I have a wheel now. Duplication. Awesome, I have a duplication now. I suppose I'll need a debonder. Oh yeah, so I need to make every one of these products into exactly one thingy thing. Yeah, with those backwards. Yeah. So yeah, the wheel, at some point it's going to rotate 3 times, and that's just going to be what it does. The wheel is going to be pretty simple. Hey, Aylin. Hey, me. I need to make a bunch of tiny little elements. They're all super baby and alone. They have a wheel to do it with. You can turn salt into things. Well, instantly I'm kind of... So this is gonna be like not really optimized well for anything, I imagine, but well, it might be good for area. I kind of like the idea of just having 2 silly little arms like this. You want all the tiny little circles? Real. They're trapped in the silly wheel. How do we get them out? I want them. They should be mine. I suppose I could use another arm here. This looks like a pretty promising idea already. Yeah, because once I push this reagent forward, the only time a new one is going to spawn is once I have finished the very last rotation here. Actually, oh, I suppose I don't have a way to get this water right now. This silly one. But I can use the track for that if I want. Or just another baby. Is there a cleaner way to do it though? It feels like there should be. Yeah, so these reagents don't have to be locked in their current positions. It kind of, like, it might not make sense for them to be, really. I suppose this is the arm that has an easy time, like, converting things with the wheel, so you can handle those too. But then these can kind of go wherever, really, like... It's actually very sensible to do something like this, potentially. Well, let's still add in another thingy thing, which I don't like. Yeah, I am aware that I can't free these, but I want to. They look so tasty and cute. That said, yeah, so... I mean, like, I doubt this is possible with literally just one arm and no other nonsense going on, but I do kind of want to see if I can, like, potentially do it with just these 2 arms, or some pair of 2 arms at least. And then, like, no other area use. suppose if this reagent didn't respawn, then I would, like, have things I could try. Let's go into respawn. Well, I guess... Well, I guess one thing I can do actually, hold on, there is actually a thing I can try here, because if I do this, then, like, I'm gonna push this in, I'm gonna get the soul, that part is simple, but then I rotate it, I get the fire, and I can actually just push that into here immediately at that point. So that's one done actually, yeah, that does work. The problem is that, like, now there's not really anything to be done with the water. Also, hi Tian. Like... yeah, that's a very neat idea that does not help the water situation at all. Not even a little bit. I mean, yeah, with this setup, if I don't change anything, then the only thing that can help the water situation is a new arm, really. Well, unless... there actually might be a way if I do it like this. Because now I can, like, cluster a bunch of products around it, basically. Oh, and yeah, does this work? This might work. Well, oh, but I need a product here or this gets wasted. That's awkward. That's very awkward. It is literally the only spot getting wasted, though. This one. So if I can figure out a solution for this, then good. The problem is that, like, how else can I possibly use it? Yeah, like, the only other real way to use it is a product, but I don't see how that's going to work, ever. Not unless I spend more area doing something else. I might just settle for this amount of area, but I do want to see if there's, like, any one last thing that I could try to get down to 2 arms, no other area use. I guess, would a track do anything? Like, a track instead of one of these arms, I mean? Huh. It wouldn't solve the issue of this space. Yeah, because a track on 2 doesn't really do anything, since it's going to have to swing through spaces to do anything with the extra track space. So it'd be a track on 3 instead of having 2, which could actually work for, like, the whole rest of the solution. But this space is not getting resolved that way. That doesn't help here. Yeah, I feel like the only thing that helps there is another arm. Yeah, I guess I could look at, like, the track version of this and just, like, see... I mean, it will be, like, it'll be cheaper and slower and more complicated. Which, I guess, it doesn't really matter for optimizing area. If I were optimizing for, like, some or something, then I might consider it, but I'm not currently optimizing for some. I'm currently starting with just the metrics that the game actually gives. So yeah, I think I'm fine with just, like, starting with this. so in that case, we're gonna do grab, push, and that lets you grab, and push, and well, this is simple. I'm gonna do it like this to start. Push, reset, and then, yeah, at this point, this silly wheel is allowed to rotate, rotate, rotate. Awesome. And then, yeah, at that point, yeah, this can pivot once immediately, and then it's gonna pivot another time, like over here, I guess. I don't know. It doesn't really matter when. And then the 3 is going to grab the thingy, pull it into the place, do the thingy. And then once it's completely done with that, this pivots twice more. This grabs the result, and it pushes it, then pulls it, then rotates twice, and then why did I think 3 could reach the water this way? It totally can. I'm being very silly. That's an awkward thing to realize now. Oh, okay, I might actually have to do the track version of this then. Because I'm pretty sure the track version, like, actually works, and working is cool. Yeah, okay, so in that case, it's probably gonna look more like this than this, like, I guess I can, I'll worry about the instructions later. I'll just get rid of this for now. So yeah, now what I'm saying that you do is you grab that, you minus, then I guess you're gonna rotate, plus, push, push, reset. That works, yeah. Then the Van Berlos. And then, well actually, yeah, there isn't a reset here, is there? Yeah, from this going on, everything is useless. So yeah, you've pushed twice. Now you retract once. You minus, you turn. You grab. You pivot twice. And you release, you pull in. This is a lot. You grab. You plus. This is G apparently. You bam bam, and that should be fire in at that point. Actually, I forgot to release over here. Yeah, so that's fire in, at which point you're there. Actually, I guess rather than plus in, you can extend, and that's like going to be slightly better in terms of cycles, I think. Oh, but you might swing through something. Yeah, I actually can't let you do that, really. I mean, I can, but it's going to end up the same. Compared to just doing minus, swing over, extend here, because I'll still need to retract instead of this minus in order to not swing through this cell on accident. Do I know about alt-click? No, I do not. What is the magic of alt-click? Please inform me. Wait, this is grab again. And hit it twice, okay. I'm just making little squares with different symbols on them. True, they're silly little squares that do silly things. It's cool. Alright, so then you let go, I retract, I grab, rotate, plus, extend, retract, minus, rotate, drop off. And then I believe from here it's left, left, extend, grab, retract, right, reset. And the wheel also needs to reset. This should be a full thing. Hold the Alt key, then click instruction. Okay, I'm gonna make a new instruction to test with. Ah! What did that do? It played. Or do you mean in here? I'm confused at the value of that. Oh, I missed. That's awkward. I think it's this instruction that's screwing up. It seems correct to me. I'm confused at what tape means in this context. But also it works, yippee! And so let me check that I'm not wasting any area on accident. I'm not, perfect. Actually, yeah, that was exactly 21, so I think I'm gonna see it if an optimization is possible. It was kind of tragic. There's a part of me that would rather not know. Yep, it is. It's barely possible, but apparently possible, yeah. You can also apparently go cheaper, which does make sense. This isn't meant to be optimized for cost, but it is pretty cheap. And you now get min cycles. I'm guessing that that's very difficult here. I know cycles in general is decently hard, but yeah, I could buy it being really hard here. I did notice that on the graph, the min cycles was absurdly low and an absurdly tiny brick. Yeah, I wonder if I should like actually try and do cycles optimizations on my first playthrough, or if I should just save those for later, because they seem difficult as the levels get more complicated. And I think it's like generally something I'm weaker at compared to the other two. Alright, I'm going to try this. Actually, oh wait, I think I see... Oh, hold on, I think I understand the value of this now. Yes. You go to exactly where the instruction is to show it, and you can still edit. Or no, you can't still edit, but still. Yeah, okay, so this is very good for illustrative purposes. Okay. Yeah, I don't necessarily need this myself. I think I'm pretty good at visualizing things. But yeah, I understand the value of this now. Okay. I mean, that's fair, Crazy Bob, but also, like, what if I want to, you know? Games are for fun, and if I'm a weirdo little gremlin who wants to make tiny puzzles, then that can be fun. Yeah, I think I'm not gonna go any further on this one right now, though. I mean, I guess I can take a quick look at what costs might look like. So I'm saying that I have to do better than Thinny Thin with the stuffy stuff, also known as a piston arm with a crack. Which could be like 2 arms. Like, is it possible with 2 normal baby arms? That seems like the logical way to get cheaper. Seems quite difficult, but maybe possible. Yeah. This definitely looks involved. But, I mean, yeah, I can see how you could probably do it. Maybe. I mean, like, you can do this, that's all good. I mean, actually... Well, oh yeah, this step isn't quite capable of doing it. But it's close. Well, you might just need to flip sides, right? Like, can't the setup actually just do the thing? Wait, this seems like it would work. Yeah, since all you need to do is, like, have 2 grab and pivot. Okay, I'm actually gonna do this now because it seems extremely doable, suddenly. So yeah, you grab and pivot. You then grab and just rotate 3 times and you're good. And you, I think, are going to want to release, rotate, grab so that you have an actually decent pivot point, and then you can like pivot twice more. That should work fine. And then you grab, just do the thing twice and you're good. And I remember to do the Van Berlows, like sure. And then yeah, once you're done with that, you can just do it twice more. I think this would be the earliest possible time. And then just release, go get your thin. I guess I can move it like this, and go deposit your thin. Go back, grab your other thin, go deposit your other thin. Win. This looks like it just does the thing. It's definitely, I think you can do it faster than this, but like, this should just do the thing. Yeah, that does the thing, okay. That felt surprisingly easy. I wonder if cheaper than that is possible. Or, oh, did I get these mixed up? I did. Oops. They both went to approximately the right place. Actually, oh wait, there's something, or oh, that's right, I see what happened. I just forgot to reset Van Berlows. That makes a lot more sense, okay. Sometimes you just do the thing and you do it wrong and it's a little silly, you know? That's how life is, I guess. I at least caught it decently quickly. Yeah, that just works. Cool. I'm guessing that's the cheapest you can go. It is also not much bigger, actually. Huh. The silliness cannot be escaped. True. Awesome. Well, that's 2 thingy thins there. Time for water purifier. Ah, I see. I must add infinite salt. Okay, this seems... It seems relatively straightforward. Like, actually very straightforward, honestly. Maybe not straightforward enough that I can, like, easily do everything I have ever wanted, but, like, pretty straightforward. I mean, like, with just a piston arm... Yeah, since, like... Yeah, I mean, the idea is that, like, if I have just this, then I can do the thing and it just sort of works. I'm not reading the lore just because it seems a bit slow and boring for a stream. I'm reading some of it off stream, not all of it, but yeah, I don't necessarily dislike it. I just, like, I'm here for puzzle. That's why I have the ability to actually, like, give interesting commentary on narrative. I find myself bad at really talking about, unless it's, like, after the fact, like, summarizing my thoughts. Okay, so this seems... Actually, oh yeah, this just works, because I can just do this. This will be horrible for area, but it'll work on cost. I mean, may not be optimal on cost. You can probably do this cheaper, I would bet. Because, like, it's just such a simple idea going on here. But... yeah, this should totally just work outright. So I just do that, I do that, I do that. I release, retract, and that's gonna be bam bam, F, bam bam. Yeah, I guess this is a slightly annoying part, but it'll still work fine. I guess the pivot direction is arbitrary here. So that one, sure. And then from here I literally just do all of this 5 more times, right? And that's just like the solve. I'm pretty sure that's it. Yeah. What was the thingy again? Is it? Yeah, it's that. Okay. So that's 3, 4, 5, 6, and then... well, this last pivot is unnecessary. Instead, it is another extend, release, a retract, a grab, an extend, and a reset. That should work. Yeah, I do have to output it, that is fair. But I think I have resolved that part. Oh, I guess, hold on. This is slightly unoptimal on cycles when it doesn't need to be, and I cannot bear with that. Well, I suppose I can use the alt-click thingy. So, yeah, this section is where I need to change. This doesn't need this whole thingy thing there. It can just be Or, wait, I'm confused now. Hold on, what happens if I do this? I need one more extend. Got it. So this all just goes by. Wait, but 3 extends shouldn't be necessary. Is this it? I don't know if this is it. We'll find out. I guess, well, we're gonna do this test first. Yeah, okay. This is it. Awesome. Cool little puzzle. I guess this would probably be interesting to optimize for cycles. I imagine you'd be using the water to turn it into salt as well. This could be kind of interesting for area too. I don't know exactly how I'd go about saving on area here. Yeah, I guess this all has some interesting things going on with it. Just like having such a big chunky product that takes so long to make is like, or takes so many steps to make, I guess. It's like kind of interesting on its own. Wait, that's the lowest brick on area? That's so funny. This can't be the record. There's definitely better you can do on area. I refuse to believe that there isn't. But it's really funny that's the lowest brick. And it's not the lowest brick on cost, which is what I was actually trying to optimize for. Which I suppose means that 50 is possible with just a fixed armament track. Which, actually, oh yeah, that makes a lot of sense, because you just have a 2-link thing. And then you're like, fine. Yeah, do I want to try... Huh. I'm concerned whether I want to optimize this more on stream or off stream, because like, I feel like I can get at least better area and best like optimal cost, 50G. But I don't know, well, I guess... Is 40G possible? Yeah, that is true. The molecule being built is bigger than the mechanism constructed it. Yeah. Yeah, I guess it's not a completely ridiculous idea that 40G could be possible here. It seems very difficult. I think that for now I'm going to leave that alone. I might come back to it either on stream or off. I don't know, we'll find out. But yeah, I am like interested in optimizing that kind of. Also the thief, hello. I'll come back for you, Lore, but I do not have time for you now. Nils Whittle, whoever you are. Interesting. Oh, I see. I'm going to need to be doing a lot with this water. And then an amount, but less with these things as well. How do? Brain, think. Piston arm. That's how do. Yeah, I suppose I can do like this thingy. This is a start. Yeah, so that gets the tin together. And then I can just like add the water like this. And then actually this seems not that bad, yeah. Because now all I need to do is like put this here and I guess maybe like this. And now I have at least a start. I can very easily at least get to tin, water, salt, all bonded. From there it might get a bit more difficult. Because like, yeah, to add the next salt, you think I would need to do like salt, water, tin? Then after that's kind of just a mess. Yeah, I don't think this is gonna be like perfectly optimal for area, but I mean, eh. Actually, I wonder if getting this tin out of the way helps with anything, because I could easily do, like, this into this. And then I don't have tin in the way, and, like, that might do something, question mark? Yeah, tin is the second tin up. I did remember that, thankfully. Okay, so... yeah, so from here, yeah, I can easily get tin, water, salt. Then the next thing is awkward, like, going up into the heavens, with, like, salt, water, tin, or something like that. Is that right? Yeah, that'd be right. And then, yeah, that's, like, this is, with this orientation of the bonding glyph, this is the orientation I'd need of the final product. And that's an issue. I don't think I mentioned it, but I am thinking about area primarily right now, by the way. I'm pretty confident that I can manage on, like, I know I can do this with one piston arm wise of cost. I don't know if I can do it with less than that or not. So, areas what I'm thinking about. Yeah, so I guess, hold on. I can actually map out exactly what extra cells I'm using at each step with equilibrium glyphs. So for the second salt, I'm going to have salt, water, tin. So that and that. Then for the third salt, it's going to be salt, water, tin. So this. Can I fit the product into those cells? I don't think I can. I might be able to... oh, I can. The problem is that I'm inevitably going to swing through things doing this. Like this one, maybe this one. So this doesn't actually necessarily help. Yeah. I wonder if I'd be able to save area with a second bonding glyph. That's a tactic that I haven't been forced to use yet, but this feels like a sensible time for it. Or alternatively, a Glyph of Multi-Bonding would also be an option. Yeah, let me think about that a bit. Because, like, the fundamental problem here is just the angles I have to get the salt in at. Like, because if it's just these two, I can put the proc there, it's fine. It's like, yeah, it's these two that are the issue. So, I'm gonna remember those spots and get them out of the way for thinking about this. So yeah, like, if that angle is the issue, yeah, I'm gonna try different orientations that cover these two. I mean, this is close. Well, but the problem is that, like, I'm wasting, like, 2 area, and this Glyph of Bondin is going to take, like, 2 area, so it probably isn't going to really help, is it? Like, I guess here, yeah, I mean, like, the amount I'm wasting is about 2. See, I don't think using 2 to save 2 is going to do anything. Unless there's some way that... I mean, I guess it depends on how much exactly this is actually taking up. Because if it's taking up, like, more from, like, swimming through this cell, for example, then that is, like, a problem, yeah. Yeah, is there some, like, fundamental reorganization of these pieces that I can do? Not one that seems like it'd help anything, necessarily. Actually, the other thing to remember right now is that, currently I'm being forced to bond this water to the rest of the tin, before pushing it out to pulsify it, so that is going to take extra space, actually. I don't know, I might try like this to start, and just, like, see what this does. Or I guess, like... Yeah, I guess I'll try this thingy. Because, like, this is going to be more wasteful than it looks like it would be, I'm pretty sure. Well, yeah, it's definitely going to be, because the thing is that you're going to have this whole shape, both, like, here, where it's doing that, and also, like, here, where it's doing that, and that's super wasteful. So yeah, this isn't actually really tenable. Or actually, oh wait, hold on. The very simple solution to this issue I'm having is to do that. Okay. Or, oh no, that isn't a solution because this will respawn. Right, okay. I'm remembering how the game works. Huh. I suppose there might be a way that I could store, like, the thinny thin while I convert this to salt. That's actually a sensible idea. Okay, this isn't going to be clean, but I'm going to try it just to see how it would work in detail. So, boo. Ime. Moo, ime. That's our tin. Now I just need to obtain it. And yeah, this should be the first bond. Or wait, I shouldn't do that yet. Yeah, first I need to do this, then that. Then I can grab the second mono. Do this. Yeah, this isn't wasting anything yet. I suppose... Oh, yeah, I do that, and then I need to think about pivots to make room for salt 2. Yeah, so it's going to be... I suppose I can use this to help visualize. It's going to be like that. So yeah, I'm going to have like that. I guess, do I need to move it twice already? Maybe. Yeah, I guess I do. Okay. For some reason I was thinking I wouldn't have to do that, but apparently I do. Yeah, and then I don't... Yeah, I don't think I'll necessarily need a storage spot for this, so for now I can just do the same thing again. Then comes the whole, like, storage idea. So I think this is pivoting, it's pivoting twice again. And I'm going to, like, try extending it as I go to grab the last one. And then this would make the final product, at which point I just do that. So this should, like, work, hopefully. But it's going to be, like, kind of bad at everything, except maybe cost. Yeah, you can see that I'm using exorbitant amounts of area. Yeah, this does not look like it was solved with area in mind at all. Yeah, huh. I mean, it's doing the thing. It costs AEG. There's that. Yeah, so I think there's going to be... Actually, that's the lowest brick on cost. Nice. Yeah, so I think that what I'm actually going to end up doing here is definitely adding some extra part, like track or a second arm. I think that is clearly very necessary. I don't think... I mean, actually, bonding might do things, yeah. Because we saw that, like, we're wasting a whole lot more than 2 area. So, like, a glyph of bonding that avoids that could actually be good. Like, if I think of it like this, then I would want, like, oh no, this... somewhere better than that. Yeah, I mean, it feels... Yeah, I don't know. I don't know exactly how I want this glyph to fit into things, but, like... some sort of idea, like this, with this in place, in a place that makes sense. Could be good. I have no idea where a place that makes sense is. Does this do anything? No, not really. Yeah, the product placement is going to be a weird thing here, I think, but Yeah, like something like this could make sense, and then like, I don't know, maybe I should just start from scratch with a track. Well, from near scratch at least. Because like, this feels like it's going in a direction where track is going to be useful here. Yeah, I guess I should think about specific steps and like what exactly I'm doing at any given time. Because like, I need this bond to actually do something, you know? It's good when your parts do things, and that means I need to figure out where it does something. Actually, oh yeah, notable property that's going on here. I can't like directly reach this cell with what I currently have, so that's important. Kind of, at least. This is hard. This level is proving more involved than it first looked. Huh. I mean, yeah, because like, yes, the question is just like, where can I put Salt 2 so that plays nice with Salt 3? And like, I guess the answer would probably be something kind of like this. Hold on, I think this orientation is actually a very useful way to look at things. I think this helps a lot to conceptualize what's going on in this puzzle. So like, when I look at it like this, it's suddenly looking like something like this would be kind of reasonable. To just like push the thingy into here and like access that cell, but I don't know if I like need that help necessarily. I kind of need the help, yeah. But then like, what else can this do? I mean, it can operate water to be faster. That's cool. But yeah. It feels like using an extra space for something that feels like mildly extraneous. But also like, how extraneous is it, you know? Yeah, it's probably best if this is already in like the final orientation. I don't know, like this is a place that Arm 1 can actually reach it. This will be wasteful still, but this might actually be better, yeah. Okay, I'm going to actually look at what I can do with these parts. The answer might be actually good things. Build order is important. That, as in like, the order I build these different atoms. That does make sense, yeah. But doing tin last do anything? I don't know. That'd kind of be like exploring a completely different idea, which like, I might want to do at some point, but right now I do not know if I have the brain power to like start this completely from scratch. With like a whole different build order idea. So for now I'm going to look at this idea, even though it's like almost certainly not going to be optimal, because it might at least be better. Yeah, so Actually, yeah, what happens here to start is, like, pretty simple. Let me remember where I'm, like, doing the thing. There. Yeah, so then I'm going to delete a little chunk of instructions on this arm. Yeah, okay, I think I'm going to I don't know, I'm just gonna reprogram starting from here, I think, because I don't want to figure out trying to work with these legacy instructions. So yeah, I'm actually going to keep grabbed on here, and then once the thinny thin is deposited, I'm going to push it and... Or wait, actually this doesn't make sense. What I should do actually is just, at this stage, pull it back. And I'll have things in position. Yeah, I guess this can actually be just like a reset if we want. Oh yeah, I'm going to... oh wait, I have a way around that, yeah. I was about to waste this area by pushing the, like, doing the thinny thing, you know, that one. But I'm realizing that I actually don't necessarily need to. Because I can do this, 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 and this. And this will store what I already have in this little glyph of bonding up here. To allow this thingy to just do its thinny thing. Undisturbed. Yeah, it's going to be able to start doing its thinny thing here. Yeah, and then here I can pull back and we'll have the first part. Okay. So now I think you let go. You're going to push it. That will waste our first area, I think, right here. And then... ooh, some others... well, actually, hold on, no. You can pivot first. Yeah, pivot it out like that, I think. And then push it. And yeah, that's now going to be in position for the next salt, I believe. Yeah, it should be salt, water, tin, and I'll only have waste of this. Well, oh. I guess, though, I do need to figure out the pull thinny thin again. Yeah, I need to figure out storage again. Well, yeah, it's fine if one just, at this point, intervenes to store it for a bit. Yeah, at that point, you're going to reset, grab, left, left, right. Then you can pull back in. And then it should have salt, salt, water, tin. And now, well... yeah, from here... I suppose what I'm gonna do is just have you release and have you push twice so that we can use this final glyph of bonding. As you reset, do the thinny thin, push it, release it, one should already be here, I'm pretty sure. So you can just grab it, push it twice, wait. I think this works. It's possible I've made a mistake somewhere. Yeah, it's definitely not going to be perfect still, but... yeah, you can see that there's like a decent bit of wasted area. Or, oh, it also, on the reset, it's being really silly. Hold on, drop, retract, retract. And then, is it gonna be spin right twice? I think so. Then extend. Yes, okay. Silly reset was being done, but now it should be good. Yeah, okay, this isn't that bad. It's 21, which I'm certain you can do better. But there's at least like a passable idea. There's an area solve that does something, which is much better than what I had before. It's very slow. I hope it enjoys taking its time. I'm gonna use a tissue. I think I muted myself mid-sentence, but I'm back now. Yeah, so... yeah, this is the, like, area that normal people can do, it seems. The tier of it, at least. Although 21 is, like, at the bottom of this tier, I believe. So, that's pretty good. I'm satisfied with that. Yeah, I think I'm going to leave it there for now. Cost is also kind of interesting there, but for now, we can do this puzzle. Yippee! Hello. It's always funny how much bigger it gets when you pull it out. It's like, oh, hi, how are you? Okay, this seems pretty straightforward, probably. Let me start by thinking about cost here, since it seems like a thing that I can do pretty cheaply. Like, oh no, can I do something with just this? No, I can. Actually, yeah, they're... Okay, if I want to do costs, I need it somewhere like here, I believe. Because otherwise, I won't be able to actually advance it at all. Yeah, then the problem with this is, like... Well, it might work, because what I'm saying is that the way I advance it is... Like, I grab onto this cell, I pivot it out, I move it here. That could be fine. Oh, but then, ooh, yeah. That means that this cell is always going to be occupied and trapping this glyph of calcification in. But if I reverse this, does it do anything? Well, probably not, no. Because now, like, you're gonna have a bonded thing that's just, like, stuck in jail with this here. So, yeah, this probably isn't possible. Does it get better if I just add a track? Probably. There are a lot of things you can do with a track. I don't know how much better it gets, but it probably gets better. Well, no, it doesn't really get that much better, not from here at least, with a 1-length arm. But if I have a 2-length arm, and I, like, do something like this, I don't know. Well, oh, but 2 and 7 won't be able to bond things. Well, no, with a track it could, yeah. Okay, so I guess, like, yeah, the basic idea that I need is at least, like, this, so that I can, like, grab the earth, push it in, as the last step. And then, I mean, yeah, like, this could do a thing. Actually, I might want to reverse this earth and anything. I don't know why, but I feel like I need to do that. I was looking through, like, how does this actually do things, and that my intuition is telling me that's necessary. Actually, oh wait, hold on. There's an obvious problem here, which is that I need to actually bond the Earths together at some point. Hey, I'm glad you're having fun watching, Aiden. Happy day. Well, okay, hold on. I mean... I'm thinking of doing the last bond in, like, extraordinarily silly ways. But they might do something. Oh god, yeah, this feels... Hold on, this feels doable, actually. But it would be extremely complicated the more I look at it. Yeah, because what I'm saying is basically that this last spawn happens by me grabbing the whole last product, just like rotating it, like pivoting it weirdly, and just slamming it into here, the whole thing, over and over, which might actually work, but it's completely absurd. Well, oh, but then, it might not work, but me. No, it could. Oh my god, this might be extremely dumb. This is going to involve a lot of calculation in the program and stuff, but it might be possible. I'm going to try and play through this, and we'll see if it does anything. Yeah, so there's a plus movement that I want, and then, yeah, I guess I'm gonna be doing stuff like pivot, I think it's 3 times. Yes, technically I can pivot the other way around, it saves space at no downside. Okay, sure. No downside that I can see, at least. So, yeah, I do that, I grab, plus, I swing it over, so at this point what I have is salt, earth, salt, all bound together, so basically like one of the products minus the binding to the next product. So, what do I do with that? Because now I'm saying that, like, that has to get bonded with an earth at some point. Yeah, because I don't think I can have Yeah, yeah, I definitely can't have the Earth bonded for like the whole entirety of this process, so I'm going to be storing this product, basically. I think that's what's happening. In which case I think that at this stage I'm going to let go, minus, grab, rotate, and then that should put the product here. I guess I might want to plus here, so that the product goes there. Oh no, I don't know if it's going to matter. For now I'll do without it. So, yeah, at that point... At that point, what? I mean, I suppose at that point make another product. I guess I can just do, like, this, bam. But then, of course, like, that's going to break when I need to merge them. Yeah, so it's not going to be bam, it's going to be some sort of copy-pasting, but not quite bam. Yeah, rotating the polymer product is exactly what I'm thinking of doing, actually. That is very much the track that I'm on. Just rotating the whole ass thing, which feels silly, but I mean, it looks like it's going to work. So yeah, I think that the way I make the second product, if I can be scrolled properly, like a smart baby, is like that. And at this point, yeah, at this point what I'm saying is I have a product here and a product here, and I need to have them be friends. So I suppose what that looks like is that, plus let go, and then, yeah, I guess it'll be swing twice, currently minus, but that might change. Grab the new thing. This will grab the other product that I have. And I think from there I need to rotate the whole thing, I think twice, bring it over, and that should cause the merge, at which point I just reverse the process, and then in this version it needs to be over here. Does this actually do the thing? Well, actually, okay, so silly thing. I copied all these instructions. I'm realizing that that has actually doomed me. That's not what I want. The actual thing I need to be doing is add in this pivot nonsense to the end of the thingy thing. Actually, oh yeah, I see. Okay, so I think that here, once I merge the thing, I'm actually going to let go plus grab minus, and then finish this. And then this should work from here. If I just, like, remove the whole first thingy thing here. Actually, oh, I see what you mean by rotate the product. Yeah, this. Yeah, I might need to like flip it upside down or something. Actually, there we go. But yeah, I think right now I don't need to do that. if this fails, then I can try just like flipping it upside down and changing a couple pivots, and that might like fix it. But yeah, I think that this all goes. And then now I have the task of moving all of this over to not randomly waste cycles. Amy. It's not crazy amount to move over. It's relatively bearable. There we go. Oh, did I miss something? Oh, I just forgot to add a reset here. Reset. Awesome. Okay, let's see if this actually does anything. Yeah, so here I do the silly nonsense, and then I get it into place. Perfect. And then here I do the silly nonsense and get it to place. Perfect. Yes, awesome. Okay, this is satisfying. It's going to be so funny on area. This is going to be like my biggest area solution ever by a mile. This is so hilarious. Yeah, 94. I'm curious how this is gonna look in a GIF. Because I'm pretty sure the GIF tries to pin the entire thing. It's gonna be like my tiny little contraption in the middle and just a bunch of empty space that eventually gets swung through. I think at least, if I understand how the GIFs work. This is awesome, I love this. Game's great. Hell yeah. Out there in Narnia area, but I do have the lowest brick on cost. A pretty tiny brick, a pretty hard to reach brick. Yeah, record GIF. It doesn't do the silly, unless it's going to change it. Actually, it might change it once it finishes this part. Oh no, let's see. How silly is it going to be? I don't think it's going to be that silly, actually. Okay, yeah, the GIF have decided not to be silly. Understandable. Have a nice day. But unfortunate. I mean, you can get a sense of, like, the comical amount of area that's taken up still. Okay, if you run this long enough, the game really won't like it. That doesn't make sense. This is the kind of thing where I can see that being true. $51, 258. I also misread this goal as 1,300 for a moment, and it's like, wow, Mr. Pigpunker is a big spender, my god. But yeah, that's a good cost solve, that was fun. Do I want to try another solve? I think not for now. I might come back to this for area or something like that. It does have this little brick here that indicates it might be interesting to optimize for area. But yeah, hello. Distilled water and anti-distilled water. What do I do here? Let me do this. Let me do this. I know that much. Part of me is itching to try and optimize something for cycles, honestly. I don't immediately have an idea of how I do this for cost or area or why it would be interesting on those metrics. But I can see that, like, this could be cool on area. Can you make more of this? Okay, I'll make more, sure. Yeah, I think I'm going to actually try a cycle solve here. Ambitious, I know. It's hard to start with a cycle solve though, because they're often so involved. I mean, I guess what I can have is just like... this or something, I don't know, as a start. And this might just, like, do a thing. We daring today. Yeah, this is my first time trying to use one. Initially I was trying to use it to grab multiple things, but then I had the idea, well, I saw on the Discord the idea of doing this with it, and it's like, that might do something. Cool. It's possible I don't need these hex arms at all. It's possible that a piston arm will end up being more useful later, but for now I'm gonna try hex arm. Actually, I suppose you can put hex arm on a track. That's silly. That sounds cool. I'm not gonna do that for now though. It might be good later though. I might deduce that I need to. Yeah, I suppose I can use a second thingy here. Yeah, well I can start coding these just to get a sense of what's actually going on. So, what I'm saying is that this does that. This does that. Is that the right rotation? It is not. And then we have a thingy thing, which is awesome. And then, oh yeah, I suppose we can't pivot it because there are hex arms next to it. Huh. That's unfortunate. What I could do is just like this. Dang. So now we can pivot the thingy, and that's pretty cool. Yeah, you can just have you let go. Will you, like, I guess pivot the thingy twice like that? And then, I guess it'll actually just work if I do, like, that. And that should actually just give me one side of the product. Huh. Cool. That's a pretty quick way to get one side of the product. You know, let me just show this. Yeah, it's your... oh, that's, break-ins, and that makes sense. Yeah, I need to delay this a step, but... yeah, apart from that, like, yeah, you can see that here, we just have the thingy. Why do I have this instruction here? What is it doing? I don't know. Actually, oh wait, right, I know what it's doing. Yeah, it's... right, this shit's before the instruction, I'm not used to that. Yeah, after this instruction, we have the thingy. So yeah, that's good. I like having the thingy. Now what to do with the thingy? There is time for another arm to come in and grab the thingy, so that's cool. But I guess 2 will have to release. I mean, 2 always has to release. I suppose I can just add that instruction now. Bam. Unless, well, can 2 do something with the thingy? Hold on. Because the place it's going to catapult the thingy. Actually, let's spin into 1. I think it's spin to 1. Maybe that isn't anything, actually. Never mind. Unless, could 1 also be 2 links? Oh, let me actually try this to make sure that I'm correct about that assessment. Oh no, it doesn't swing to 1. It's fine. It just vibes. Awesome. Okay. No, tab to advance by 1 cycle. I knew there was the steps in, but I didn't realize it had a hotkey of tab, which I guess it says right on it, so maybe I should have realized that it has hotkey of tab. Oh well. Yeah, so, okay. I can spin it out like that then, and that's good and cool. So they'll have a product here, doing a thingy thing. Which I suppose, like, they have a glyph of bond in there, then that's cool. That'd do a thing. Yeah. At that point, I just need the silver other half, and I'm good. Yeah, that's actually just that whole half of things. Huh, cool. And then yeah, this can't deposit Well, who's saying it can't deposit into the thingy? Maybe it can. Since, like, after that, I'm catapulting it, like, here. Yeah, why can't it do that? Okay. So then, yeah, at some point in the indefinite future, it does this. It's possible that'll be more efficient in the end to reset this and use something else to deposit, but yeah, for now this would work if I wanted to. Let me just make sure that I actually have the position of all this correct. Yeah, that is correct. If I bam, then it goes into the place, yep. So now all I need to do is get distilled water together in that amount of time, which I suppose with, well, with one reagent that would be hard, but I don't necessarily have to keep myself to one reagent. I can borrow these fighters. Yeah, I guess you also need to let go. Good job. Okay, so now I need to think with my brain. By the way, I think I can delay this, and that should still work, right? Yeah, perfect. Okay, that should speed up the repeat a little bit. Alright, so... Now I need to think about distilled water, which, I mean, it's the first level in the game, it should be simple to think about, but so far, that has not proven true with my brain and its refusal to cooperate. So I need to get distilled water to here, is the idea. I can use, like, a baby for that if I want. I suppose... There could be an idea where, like, with a multi-bonding or something is involved. I don't know. For now, I'll just put down a second glyph of bonding and start thinking. This is fun to optimize for cycles. I think I chose a good level to optimize for cycles. Yo, my bean is sad. It's dying. Why boo boo? Oh wait, there's a funny thing I can do. Bam. I can just have a second fin using this fire. Yeah, I guess it'd be respawned here. And then I just like... Bam, bam. Awesome, I have salt now. Yeah, that's actually a sensible place to start, isn't it? There's no reason that's bad, necessarily. And then, I mean, yeah, I can do the same idea of just, like, have another thing handle the water. And then, actually, oh yeah, hold on, multi-bonding makes a lot of sense here, I'm realizing. Because, like, if I multi-bond this, then all I need to do at that point is just get a silly little salt into, like, somewhere in this area, and I'm vibing. Like, I have the thing. Which, like, it's not that hard to do that, necessarily. This might end up awkward. You're learning fast. I remember looking on your initial few streams and you've got figured out a lot more now. Thanks. Awesome. Happy. Yeah, this game is complicated and hard as it turns out, but also, like, the early levels are constrained enough that you can kind of just like get by without thinking complicated and hard, which I think I got tripped up in early level thinking for my like chapter 2 or so, but now I'm starting to like see the full breadth of things. Okay, so the current issue with this is that this would give me salt, water, salt, which is cool and everything, but how do I turn that into salt, water, salt without like horrible collisions everywhere? Maybe I should be aiming for the right rotation natively. I mean, I guess, the, efficient way to rotate things is by swinging them, but that's, kind of awkward here. I'm gonna try, looking at what this does if it's on the other side. Does this lead to anything interesting now? Maybe? I don't know. Actually, I suppose something that can happen is that this 3 will be grabbing a good part of it to... Well, they'll kind of be grabbing a good part of it to pivot with, as long as I can get this water out of the way. The reagent here, which might be possible? I don't know. I'm not exactly sure how the mechanics are going to interact, but the idea that I could do is, I have this thingy, I use this to pivot it into salt, water, salt, and then at that point it's a bit more manageable. At that point I suppose I could just have a piston over here that grabs it, pivots it, pulls it in, and I have the right thingy. Yeah, I don't think this is gonna be nearly as smooth on the distilled water half, but it might still work like this. I'm going to start working with this, and it's possible this reagent is going to cause horrible problems forever for everyone, but hopefully that doesn't happen. I guess actually should 5 start first? I think it should. So yeah, 5 grabs, pulls, the reagent will be back at this point, and 5 does a little minus, and I think it lets go forever. You do an extend. 6, once the fire is free, is going to just rotate it twice. And then, yeah, you let go at that point. And then you're doing the pivots, which, right, yes, it's going to be a pivot like this, so long as 5 can get this reagent out of the way, or something can do that. Actually, hold on, I think this is going to work cleaner if I reverse these. Okay. Because if I do this, and this, then I can pull back in, grab it, and I think that if this moves on... No, I don't think this is going to work, but it might. Hold on, let me just try this. So if I go here... Oh, there's already a conflict from you trying to grab that, that's unfortunate. So if I go here, I guess. Does it work now? Or no, I changed the wrong thing. Oops. Right, yes, it's you that gets slowed down. Which, does that cause actual problems? Actually, oh, I just completely input everything wrong here. Oops. Yeah, what I meant to do was this, and then 6. I don't know why I'm doing the 6 yet. I guess I just thought this was newer. You can suggest something, Eric. My general rule is no backseating, but I will allow a small amount if you have a suggestion or a trusted chatter. Does this work now? Yes. So yeah, then... oh right, I forgot to change this. Yeah, so if I do one more step here, yeah, it caused a problem due to that. So yeah, the reagent isn't there, but this still doesn't work. Well, hold on, if 5 were pulling it, then would it work? No, it'd still be in motion, yeah, okay. Yeah, so this concept isn't really anything at the moment like this. But well, it's not that far from being something, because all you need to do, I think, is this. Right? You drag and drop a tri-arm over arm 1. Oh yeah, that makes sense. Right, yeah, that makes a ton of sense. Yeah, that helps. Thanks, shit, yeah. That's actually really good. I appreciate that. I forgot tri-arms existed. I don't think I was going to see that on my own. Okay, perfect. Well, that helps. Now everything's cleaner and better and awesomer. The problem is just that thingy things and stuffy stuff, you know? I mean, yeah, this is... this might actually do a thing now. Hold on. There might still be a clash, but this might actually just work. You know, up to the point that things happen. Oh, oops. Yeah, that's still too fast. Okay, got it. But then, like, if I do this now... yeah, that doesn't clash. Now 6 can just take it, and pull it, and do the thingies. And then we win. Yeah, 2 still has that. Silly. Yeah, that whole process is going to be a little bit, but still, it will work. That's preemptive, yes, okay. And then I guess technically I don't really have a reason not to reset these. Yeah, I can drop in on everything in case I need this in later, but I can replace all of these as resets, I believe. Actually, oh wait, is this going to cause a problem? I think so. Okay, this isn't as fast as I'd like it. But it might work. Or, oh, oops. Yeah, I guess that does make sense. But all I have to do for that is... like that. Well, I guess there's another problem, but... well, let me see what the actual problem was. Yeah, so... oh yeah, it's just bonding early. I see the issue, okay. That's awkward, actually. Well, I guess all that means is that I need to delay 2. Yeah, I think if 2 just goes here, that's like fine. Ah! No, my arm has betrayed me. Yeah, and 6 is... Well, it's in the middle of a reset, but that reset can wait, so... I guess a track could prevent the collision. It's a bit awkward, but it might work. Yeah, it's definitely not going to be perfect. Oh, oops. Don't move that fast. This might still not work. Or no, right, you need to let go. There we go. Ouchie arm 6. True. Okay, this does actually work. There's another way. I feel like that applies to everything ever in the entirety of this video game. That might be a bit simpler. Okay, that narrows it down. Yeah, I mean, this is definitely complicated, but... Yeah, for now I think I might stick with this. I had a lot of fun making it. It was a very fun little contraption, even if it's definitely not that good. It's a lot slower than I'd prefer. Actually, oh wait, am I getting got by a reset right now? I might be. We don't reset you and just have you release. Well, that saves things because, like, it's not as if you need to rotate back to your certain position. Okay, this seems a little bit better at least. Specifically to piston 6. That... yeah. Makes sense that there might be a better thing to do there. Also, that saved 10. That's really good. Awesome. Yeah, let me try and think about piston 6, because piston 6 is clearly, like, the awkward thing here, the black heap. Yeah, this is at least, like, a fancy solution. It's... like, it's pretty good, and it's very fancy, which I do appreciate. Sometimes fanciness is its own rule. True, I'm using hex arms. Happy me. Including a fancy True Links one that's doing silly things. Yeah, I think for now let this rest, but... yeah, there's definitely, like... yeah, piston 6 is clearly, like, being very awkward in this whole solution. I guess it documents the way it doesn't actually waste cycles, I don't think. Well, maybe it does. It makes the reset slow, but no, it doesn't waste anything, yeah. I'm confident about that, actually. But, like, the general thing it's doing is just, like, awkward with the bonding glyph. The glombing glyph, that thing, you know, yeah. Arm 1, 2 can be regular arms? Yeah, I suppose so, huh. Well, but no, arm 2 as a regular arm actually loses time on the reset, I believe. But for arm 1, I think you're correct, yeah. Yeah, there's absolutely no reason that that's being so fancy. Amy, get him. Hell yeah, good job, arm 1. Actually, oh wait, 1's 3, I thought you were saying 1, 2. 3... yeah, I guess that also can be just a regular arm, huh. But I'm getting value of a hex arm. One hex arm is better than 0 hex arm. Me when you think my arm for brushing my teeth. True, real. Awesome, okay. Oh yeah, that saves area. Yippee. Yeah, I think I'm going to say I'm satisfied with that for now. That's very fun though. I should do cycles more. Cycles are cool. Life Sensing Potion. Whiff of Animesis. Wow. Neutral salt into vitae and moors. I see. They are not regarded favorably by the university. Weh. Too bad. I don't need university. Oh, interesting. They have 3 reagents that are different but identical, because they're all just going to be salt. That's their only purpose. Oh boy, it's anime? What does that mean? I guess that's the name of what people call this glyph. Interesting, I see. Whoa. Everyone hates anime. Wappa. I can see how it'd be annoying, yeah. This is immediately making me think like, huh, this is going to be weird and annoying. Yeah, since like, it is very awkward to get all of this into position. Okay, the first thing I want to do, the thing that my heart tells me, is some shit like this. And then like, I don't know, this or something. And then I guess I can't reach this ever, and that's pretty sad. I guess one of these needs to be a piston. Bam. Probably the other one, actually. Unbam. Bam. And then like, this might do something, maybe. Theoretically. Yeah, there's definitely a better way to do this though, right? I mean, depending on what I'm optimizing for, but like, there's not really a way that this is worth it over just doing this though, yeah. I can just do this. Whatever it is I'm optimizing for, I'm pretty sure this is better. Okay, so I'm doing this thingy. Okay, I'm starting to see a way that this could work. I think this is going to be a cost solve to start, and I don't know if this is the best cost, but this is a complex enough level that this is like reasonably cheap for it, I think. So I'm going to grab. I am going to minus. I'm going to infinite rotation. And then I guess I have to extend. And then I'm going to reset and do a very similar thing. Right, it's this. Amy. And this will give me my thinny thins, which is cool. Once I release it, at least. Then I can, like, plus grab one of my new thinny thins that are really fancy. Rotate, rotate. I'm very much just playing it by ear here, to be clear. Yeah, then I can reset. I can grab a thinny thin. I can minus. I can swing it all the way around. And then I can plus and create a bond. And then figure out how to pivot it around for the next one. I guess that's going to look like Bam Bam. Bam Bam Bam. I don't know. Bam? Something like that. Let me check how this actually works. That's one too many pivots. Okay. But other than that should work. How much do I have to donate for you to put the calcifier glyph in the middle of the rim? Ooh. $50. We'll go with that. That sounds difficult. $50 and calcifier goes in the middle for me to be eternally sad. Although I can see it being like kind of maybe it'd be very annoying, but it might. I mean, it allows a higher theoretical cap on area, but that's about all it does. Other than that's really annoying. And I don't know if theoretical cap is where we're at on area. Okay, so right, let me remember where I'm at with the helpful thingy thing. Bam! Wow, that's such a helpful thingy thing. Like, bam, and everything's awesome. Yeah, then I just add another one of those. And then I'll have a start. And then, well, yeah, it's not that complicated from here, really. Yeah. I think that's going to be just like reset. I think do literally this exact same thing again. Probably. Damn. Yeah, it would at least not be a death hex. That is the one redeeming quality of putting in the middle there. Okay, so yeah, at this point I should have the thinny thin where it's like salt, Moors. That's what you're called, right? Moors, yeah. Why is it called that? Moors is so weird. Anyway, now I have to interact with the anime again at this stage. Tragically. I grab the thingy. You pull it in. You rotate it around. I'm done interacting with the anime. And then I have the thinny thin. I think I just copy like some of the later stuff here at that point. Namely the thin of bam, bam, bam. And then from there, it actually goes back to being pretty simple as I just do this twice more, I think. Well, I guess I'll need the last bond. Yeah, so at this point, this reset's fake actually. Actually, oh wait, this will get me the last bond. Yeah, hold on. Yeah, so at that point, all I need to do is like baby push, and I think I can just win? Maybe? Let's see if this works. I'm a believer. There are probably better ways to do the pivots for area. It looks a little bit silly. But yeah, it does work. Awesome. Yippee! Yeah, I feel like that's pretty good on cost. There might be a way to do it cheaper, but it seems like that'd be involved and complicated. Yeah, area here seems interesting to optimize. And I suppose that, yeah, you have 3 reagents so that cycles is like playable. Yeah, this would probably be interesting to optimize on all 3 fronts. Maybe at some point I'll do a stream where I come back to this and optimize it further. But Actually, oh, that's like passable area, actually. Interesting. I guess it does make sense. I tend to like, I find I always secondarily prioritize area whenever I like do anything, really. I just like it being tidy and nice. I think I'm an area solver at heart. But yeah, this is definitely a good start for this. I'm pretty happy with this cost solve. Yeah, this will probably be my last one for the day. Although it's possible that if I really want to play more, we can revisit some after I do this. I just think that after this is probably gonna be more lore. I want to read that off stream. And not just have to like skip through it for 2 minutes on stream. Ooh, that's a very interesting pattern actually. Very dark thread. Great. So yes, I need this thingy, of course. I need this thingy. And I need not that thingy, this thingy. Yeah, I missed. There we go. Yeah, I do like polymers. Polymers are fun. So yeah, like, fun. What one product looks like here is salt, iron, salt, iron. That is how a single product of this is composed. So I'm starting with salt, and I'm doing iron, and I'm doing salt, and I'm doing iron. Wow, amazing. So insightful. Thank you, streamer. How am I gonna do that? That's a good question. I don't know. I mean, fundamentally... Actually, there's a recent level we did, so I'm gonna actually go try and find it, that isn't fundamentally that dissimilar from this. Is it climbing rope fiber? That feels like it might be it. Nope, not all. Seals all then? Yeah, this one. This is fundamentally a similar kind of idea. A little bit, at least in terms of what you're doing with the reagents. It's just that the way you bind them is different. Which I suppose the way you bind them is like kind of like one of the core mechanics of the game that's very important. But like some fundamental principles from there could still apply. Yeah, I guess you have to figure out what I'm gonna optimize for first. I'm gonna go with area this time. So yeah, like... If you're thinking about this from an area perspective, then... Like... The things I immediately want to do are like piston arms here and here, doing their thingy things. And then some way of making this work. I probably... Yeah, for area I kind of need this to be at the right orientation, so I'm going to start with this idea. Oh, there's a common roadblock. Interesting. It doesn't look extremely complex to me, but I can see, I mean, like, it does look decently complex. It looks like one of the horror levels so far, for sure. I can see this being, like, quite annoying to optimize. Also, sorry for jiggling the camera there, that might have been, like, slightly nauseating. Well, yeah, I mean, like... I can do this sort of thing. But I can also already see how this sort of thing could quickly break. Yeah, I see how this is difficult, actually, yeah. So, well, okay, I think the way to start with this is actually just, like, figuring out where in the world I want this water to be. Because, like, I'm thinking about putting it somewhere, like, there. And it actually seems kind of sensible, no? Because, like, So you're gonna do like salt iron, shift that, like, yeah, figure out how to do the thing with it. I guess you're gonna then have like salt iron, and then another salt here. And then, well, yeah, I guess this is going to end up like kind of mirrored to what I want. Okay, I'm starting to see how this level's difficult, because you want to do this bond and this bond, and those are kind of at odds with each other, actually. That's actually like a big conflict there. Maybe a big enough conflict to warrant another glyph of bonding, in fact. Or a glyph of multi-bonding. I mean, what happens if I introduce a glyph of multi-bonding? Because now what I'm saying is that, like, I do salt iron, then, like, salt iron salt, then, like, salt iron, then that's going to be going the wrong direction. Which I guess can be solved by simply putting the product in that direction. Also known as rotating this, since that'll be easier. And then, like, now you're looking at a pretty sensible little thingy thing. Like, hold on, this might be a design that does something, no? I don't know how much thin it'll do, but it feels like it'll do a thing, you know? Actually, oh wait, hold on. I don't know if it will be an issue, but I will need to make sure I avoid accidentally bonding the salts in the middle together. That is a thing that could actually get me. Okay, so in this design, what other tools do I need? I need a way to reach this cell. There might be a way to move your entire little setup over to accommodate that. This probably doesn't break anything. I may have to do it like really slowly to make this not break things, but... Oh, but then you can't reach much else. Yeah, I might need a track. Needing a track seems awfully likely. Because, like, I'm going to need to reach this cell, surely, right? Yeah, definitely. And right now you're the only one position to do that. So I think I'm going to do, like, probably a track here. So that now you can reach this cell. And I think I'm going to start programming from this. This feels, like, workable. Yeah, okay. The programming process is going to be complicated, but I believe in myself. So yeah, I guess I'll start here. Do that thingy. Let go. Beh. Grabby. Beh. Ungrabby. And just do that again. Amy. This probably Starling's typing it in, oh well. So then I have iron. That's cool. Let me just make sure I have the chart right. Yes, that's iron. And then I suppose I want to go here again. Grab. And now the first place that iron goes is out over there. Got it. So then you are going to do grab, right, and then you'll just like wait for a bit until the iron is in position. Yeah, so like, yes, when exactly will I be able to go? not into, like, this instruction, I think. Let me make sure this works. Yeah, it works. Okay. And at that point, push out, and I have the first bond. Yippee! Then you can let go. You can pull in, or you could do minus, actually. That would be slightly quicker, I guess. So yeah, then you minus. Well, oh yeah, you minus eventually, once. Hold on, yeah, you actually hold on that for a very long time. Yeah, for now I think actually what happens... Or hold on, no, I'm getting confused already. Okay, let me think about this again. So... I'm going to end up with a little bit of a problem, but I think I can handle it, yeah. Okay, this is where it gets complicated, yeah. Because now I need to do... So I'll have salt iron. I need to get the other salt in now. And that means that this salt iron needs to be here at some point if I don't want to rotate things, which I definitely don't. Well, I guess... is rotation acceptable? Maybe it is. Why am I thinking that it's, like, horrible, awful end of the world? I'm not certain. Actually, oh yeah, hold on, this isn't that bad. Wait, this isn't that bad at all. Yeah, I can do this fine. Okay, hold on. So... yeah, at that point I have that. So you're going to let go. And I think what you're going to do is actually just, like... yeah, Actually, oh, I suddenly realized a significant issue with my solution. Yeah, if I... it may not be the end of the world. Okay, hold on. For now I'm gonna focus on this step. I think I'll have another way of doing things later. I'm thinking that, like, I don't want these salt to bond, and that could actually be an issue with what I'm doing right now. But for now, I just can pay attention to this. So... yeah, what I'm saying is that... yeah, right, so what happens at this point is that 2 does a minus input, I think, and then resets. And at that point can just grab right, and that will actually give me salt, iron, salt. Yippee! And then all you need to do, well, all I would need to do is pivot it like this, and then I would have it in position for the iron here, but that would cause a bond between the two salts. So that is not an option, unfortunately. However, all hope is not lost, theoretically. How do I turn theory into practice on that claim? Good question. Yeah, this is awkward. Okay, I'm starting to think this idea is not actually going that much of a place. Huh. I might still keep exploring it though, because I don't want to just like scrap it and then realize I need to come back to this. Yeah, I might try something with single bonding after this though. So, yeah, in order to get this iron attached, I mean... actually, oh yeah, it's incredibly awkward, hold on. I guess what I need to set up is something like the salt being here, so... yeah, what that would mean is that... Let me think about exactly what I have here. So, at this stage I have salt, iron, salt. I think I need the salt to get, like, pushed up twice. So I think what you're doing is, like, bam, bam. And then eventually you're going to, like, let go of that. Well, actually, I guess technically it's best if you first plus. This will just, like, save a minor amount of cycles. But yeah, then you grab it, you extend. And now I should have salt, iron, salt. And I can put another iron there. So you reset, you won't be necessary for this process, so I guess I'll just reset you. Yeah, at this point... Yeah, I think it's gonna be something like... Oops, something like this. I don't know, I'm selecting a bit more than I want to. Amy. Hold on, I'm gonna do it like this to select everything I want. Yeah, so I think it's like that I'm doing at this point. I guess I can look here to see if this, like, does what I want. Oh, that isn't as far out as I thought it would be. Yes, fundamentally this is doing the right thing. I just need to add another little extendy here, I think. Unless, am I missing? I'm just missing. That would do it. Yeah, I guess this plus doesn't actually do anything, does it? Yeah, it kind of doesn't do anything at all. Or no, it may do anything. Yeah, does this work now? Yes. Voila, awesome. Very dark threat, true. Yeah, proposal for the community journal submissions for I did life sensing potion, but I put a copper in the middle and called it wife sensing potion. It didn't get accepted. Tragedy. No wife sense. But I want to sense the waves. That sounds so nice. Where did that? Okay, well, actually, yeah, this might... Yeah, this might work at this point. Actually, I wonder... Yeah, so I think I'm gonna want to, like, pivot it like this, probably. Or unless... I might actually look at this in more detail. I want to look at the state and examine it closely. So, like... Yeah, so my thought here is that, like, I do this pivot, and I'm, like, decently, maybe kind of happy? I mean, I don't know. Not really that happy, but... Like, this is the start of something, I think. Actually, I wonder what happens if I flip this and the product upside down. Hold on, I'm gonna try that a moment and just look at the state after. So what I'm saying is that, like, I do this silly thingy. And then, oh, I guess I need to, like, flip the whole thing. To flip the product upside down. Huh. For now, I'll just look at it if I do it really sillily like that. And just start with this thingy. I guess this might still technically work, actually. So yeah, or right, I'm doing this thing. Damn. So yeah, like, if I have this, then I mean, like, this is kind of close to doing something. Honey, I'm home, I know. Extremely useful potion. I get to make my wife's greetings pointless and futile. Yeah, so like if I do this and I just like push it out, I might need an extra thin to get it over properly, but this has been known to break the git, but does work, I see. Yeah, like, if I do this and moving it over might be awkward, but like, there's a thin here, right? Maybe. Terrified wife sounds. That does work even though it really shouldn't. Actually, wait, I just realized, did flipping it over do anything? Hold on a second. Or, no, it did do a thin, right? Did it do a thin? It didn't do a thin. I'm being very silly. I think that what I did there was actually just the same as what I already had, but that might mean that flipping it upside down does a thin. Yeah. Uh-huh. It's just weird since I don't have this first salt, I guess. Oh no. I guess I don't know why I'm doing this. I think I'm very confused. That's my conclusion from this. Extreme confusion. Damn. Okay, yeah, so this is what actually, like, gets me a thin that I can be happy about. I guess I just need a better way to maneuver it around, maybe. Well, hold on, like, this actually... This kind of does a thing. Maybe? I don't know, it might do a thing. If they wanted me to make, like, a little triangle, then I'd be in great position for that, actually. But... it's a bit awkward, so they want me to not make a little triangle. Yeah, so this is like, this is one instance of the product. It's just very annoying and weird to actually, like, get to the right place doing the right thing. I suppose I could just, like, add a little arm on a track to maneuver this final product. Like, yeah, strictly speaking, there's no reason I can't do that. Like, little baby arm, it vibes, it has, like, a little track that probably doesn't need to be that long, but it can be. And then, like, at this point, it springs into action heroically in order to just, like, take my silly baby thing and move it out of the way. And then, like, I don't know, what do I have at this point? Show it to me. I have the thing being moved. Oh. Why is the thing being moved in two directions at once? You've already let go. I don't actually see the conflict here. I'm very confused. 2 is let go of everything. It's vibing, it's fine. Why isn't 1 letting go? I'm confused. It looped. Oh, you're a dumb Lupin baby. Okay. I see. Or, oh, I forgot to reset you. Yeah, that'd do it. Okay, that does make sense. Yeah, remember to reset your babies. So yeah, then you have like this thingy. Wow, awesome. I guess like if I move it 1 less and have it move down, then I have the first product in theory. Awesome. The question is just like, how do I chain it then? Well, actually, it might work, yeah. Because I just need another product, like... I mean, yeah, I just need another product where I had that previous one at this point. And then this just moves minus, and I have the thin, and it works. Wait, yeah. This might need to be a piston, but other than that, this actually does look like it does a thing. Mm-hmm. Yeah, okay. Got it. So now I just need to figure out how it connects. So once I have this thinny thing, basically I'm gonna make another whole thinny thin. Then I'll have 2 whole thinny thins. Let me visualize exactly what that would look like. Bam! 2 whole thinny thins. And, well, yeah, it actually does totally just work. If... Well, actually, oh, but... It kind of just works. Yeah, okay, what I'm gonna do is extend this 1 more, then have you do that. And then, when I have 2 thinny thins, alt-click super user over here. I never learned about alt-click until after I built my first 5,000 cycle idiot machine. That sounds tragic. I'm sorry for your loss. Actually, oh, I forgot to read your description of conditionals, Tortuga. Machine can be expected to behave differently on different tape loops despite executing the same instructions. Yeah, that does sound very annoying. Yeah, you can see how this puzzle involves them. In fact, I think I am dealing with that exactly now. So yeah, like... At this point, what I need to do is figure out how... Well, right, all of this, I think 1 and 2 are actually done, like, fully. The question is just how does 3 manage to merge the thinnies on repeat loops? And how does it not, like, get super got as well? Not getting super got is important. 2 might need to, like, assist with some extra... Well, no, 2 assistant wouldn't do anything. Yeah, because the thing is that 3 is in the way of itself, which is awkward. So, like, at some point 3 has to push things down, and that's weird, and I don't like it. The other option would just be to move 3 up a little bit, which might be good, honestly. It would save a lot of headache, I think. Because right now 3 is just kind of being annoying. Yeah, I mean, if 3 moves up, then, like, everything is just cool and fine, I think. Yeah, I don't think this is actually going to end up being a very good solution, but it should be workable. I mean, yeah, well, hold on. Does it do anything if I move this up here? Because the thing I'm noticing is that, like, there's a stage where, like, this is where I'm actually making the shape, basically. This is the row that I'm making the shape on. So this should, in theory, like, even though it looks very awkward, save tons of area, actually. If it makes the product, then that's the important part. True. Yeah, so I think the product is actually going up here. And then... yeah, so what happens now? Well, this instruction doesn't do anything. There's that. Yeah, 3... there's still a chance 3 will need to move up in the end. But I don't know, like, is there a way that this just works? The problem is just 3... actually, oh yeah, I see what the issue is here. What's going on is that I'm basically asking 3 to fit into this space here in the polymer. This little baby, which is pretty funky, actually. And I think it's gonna be a problem when things swing around, is the issue. Will B3 itself get in the way, or the polymer it wields? Because if it's 3 itself get in the way, literally all I need to do is that. And I'm vibing forever. Also, I'm not sure this needs to be a piston. Well, I'm going to move this out of the way and do this, just to see, like... okay, yeah, I don't... that's actually very good to know. Yeah, I don't use either of these as area, so I'm allowed to just store the thin here. Okay. Actually, oh, but wait, hold on. Yeah, if 3 is jammed in the middle, then it's not going to be able to do its job, is it? Well, no... Maybe with a track here it can. This is getting weird. It might... there's a possibility that's just, like, more efficient at this point to move 3 up, but I'm going to stick with this idea. Because I think 3 can actually do its job now. Really weirdly and awkwardly, but it can. Probably. Yeah, okay. So now we're in programming 3 hell, where everything is going to be super awkward for 3, as I need to figure out how it works both on the first loop and on repeat loops. I think I'm just going to start by, like, staring at this for a while. So yeah, there's... right, that's the last minus. So then... well, actually, okay, yeah. Right, I know the way to think about this. 3 does not start here. It starts here. Because what it is actually trying to do is a thin from here. Or, oh, but wait. Oh, I see why this is absolute hell for conditionals. I understand it now. Okay. Yeah, because, like, I needed to grab the thing, as it turns out. I wish there was some convenient instruction to section something off as first loop only. That'd be so nice for this. But I suppose there's not. You understand it now, as in the core idea of my solution, or as in conditional hell, or as in I understand conditional hell? Yeah, so many people in the community wish for a loop from here or something similar, and we're probably not getting it. Yeah, whatever. I mean, I suppose it does present an interesting problem, though, if you want to not just copy-paste everything. Which, I mean, I could copy-paste everything. This isn't the longest polymer. It'd be kind of annoying, but I could. I might need to. I think I'm going to copy-paste everything, actually. Oh, but it's gonna be so hard to copy-paste. No. Well, right, there's repeat previous instructions for the arms other than 3, so that's good at least. Yeah, so the arms other than 3 can just do that, and that's fine. That's Viber. And then 3 has to figure out its nonsense in the midst of that. So yeah, the first thing it does is go to there with its thingy, and then it's there with its thingy, and it's happy. Then I suppose I can actually just put these in now. Oh yeah, halt makes sense. Does halt help here? Yeah, right, since you could prevent a part from looping with halt. Okay. Actually, yeah, maybe I'll try that. So what I'm saying is I halt here. And then from there... Well, I'm still actually going to need repeat previous instruction. Actually, does this halt do anything? I don't know if this halt does anything. There's probably a way to use halt here, but I don't understand what it is, so I'm not going to for now. If you don't mind splitting screen to an initializer and operating arm, which will start working on a large delay. Okay, yeah. Right, I see how that... Right, so halt will just prevent looping entirely if you put instructions after the halt. Actually, yeah, since it stops it for following instructions. Yeah, okay. I was thinking about it differently. I was being silly. Yeah, that is what you would need to do. Okay. Yeah, I think I'm going to just do it this way then. So yeah, I have the thingy thing. At this point... Yeah, I guess it would technically be here, which is 4 instructions off from the end. Here I am allowed to, not minus actually, to plus. And then I think that gives me the thingy thing. By the way, I might need to grab it like this, actually. I think I do. Yeah, so now I suppose I can go all the way out here. Let's look at this. Ah! Fuck. Right. Right, yes, I remember what I was doing now. Yeah, so here I let go. I minus. Bye. And that is my little storage space for 3. Then I think if I plus here it's fine. Maybe it's not. Let's find out. It is. Yes, and then plus again, and forget to grab. Awesome. Good job, me. Put in a silly little grabber there. So then I should actually have one instance of the thingy. Voila. Awesome. So then, from there, in order to get into position, what I do is, yeah, it starts with minus, then it's let go, minus, swing like that, grab, minus, I think I need to do that again then, release plus, grab minus, and then like release minus win rate to be back in position for next time. Let's see if this does anything. This may or may not do the thing I want to do. I need one more thingy thing, and also I did the directions wrong. Got it. Yeah, so that's like... Yeah, so this should be plus. Then I also need another repetition of, like, this thingy, I guess. Right, so I'll, like, move this out for... I think this is the right set of things. Okay, now does this work? I missed. Oh, right, I see the problem. Yeah, so I don't think I need this extra set, actually. I think what I need is instead a swing, and to move the swing somewhere else. I guess it'd be after this. Wait, is that the right swing? No, wrong swing. This swing. And I move these swings, like, here. Does this do the thing now? Yes! Oh, okay. Perfect. And then that does that. Okay, awesome. Wonderful. I do know about keyboard hotkeys for instructions. I just, I often, like, I don't like having my left hand on the keyboard at all times. So I very often drag when I'm not doing, like, massive amounts, or I'm doing complicated instructions, just because having my left hand to myself helps me think and focus. So yes, at this point I just need to do this 4 more times, and I'm gaming. Awesome. Also, yes, I am, she, they pronouns. Her is correct. Thank you. Thumb up. Okay, so, yeah, I guess at this point what we're doing is the repeat instructions thingy. Actually, alright, you're looping. Happy. But I still want to repeat instructions just to make sure I have everything straight. So yeah, I think that I'm just gonna copy this over a bunch. Opus Magnum uses first-person shooter controls. True. So yeah, I think what I do is like that, then grab this whole thing, and, or, oh right, you can, hold on, can you scroll? No! That's awkward. You need to get this set of instructions all the way over there. I guess I just move it a little bit at a time. Well, I can do this, that helps. Okay, this isn't actually that bad, good. Yeah, that should be the correct time in. Bawawa, bawawa. Or, oh, I accidentally copied this. Spanish. And then 5 away. That should be good. I stopped counting how many times I'm at. Yeah, this is... I don't know, like 4th or something? I don't know. We'll figure it out. It'll probably be fine. Oh, hold shift and use the mouse wheel. Interesting. Huh. I was trying just mouse wheel normally, and it wasn't working. This game's hotkeys are weird. First you have to click instead of using Control-C in order to copy things. And now you have to hold shift while using the mouse wheel in order for the mouse wheel to do anything. I guess it works though. If they're hotkeys, then hotkeys are hotkeys. They still help. Alright, I'm... Yeah, I guess I can try it. That's awesome. Damn. I don't know if this last one. I'm gonna find out. Or actually, the quicker way to find out is like this. I was thinking about just running it and hoping, but yeah. This is the last one. Come on, do the thing. I believe in you. Yeah! Oh, that counts. Cool. You just do the whole thing in fast forward mode. Yeah, so like, I'm pretty sure that 3 does actually have to do something different on the first loop, because otherwise it'll be maneuvering, like... Otherwise it won't have a way to grab the very first thingy. There's no point at which it would grab the first output if I didn't have the first loop variant, and I don't know a way that I could change that, actually. Yeah, one way or another, this is doing the thing. Awesome, yay. And then 3 has extra instructions to reset, for fun. Yes, wonderful. And is the lowest bar on area. A nice little 60. I'm pretty happy with that. It seems like area's the easiest thing to optimize here, but oh well. I mean, everything seems kind of hard to optimize on this level. Yeah, I know you're allowed to grab nothing, but the thing is that, like, if 3 is grabbing nothing here, then it's, like, never moving the first product into the right space. I don't think, at least. Unless I have something wrong. There might be a way to move the first product into the right space, but it would be... you could maybe do it. It'd be kind of complicated. I already have this, so I think I'm going to stick with this for now, but yeah. Yeah, exactly. That's the issue. That's the same advice my spiritual guru told me. True. Alright, well that's really fun. I like that level. It's really hard. I can watch my machine completely fail now. Wow, good job, 3. Awesome, that's so cool. Yes, this massive instruction tray is my area solve. Wonderful. Wait? I will wait. Waiting initiated. I shall wait for as long as it takes for the Tortuga to deliver me news. Spiritual groove. It's possible to make this loop, I think. Interesting. Yeah, I can definitely see that being true. The more I look at this, the more it's like, I think you can actually move over 3 for this to loop. That said, I don't think I'm going to worry about it right now because it's 60 area, it's pretty good area, and there's already a lot of stuff going on. Yeah, I imagine there's probably ways to save a little bit more area because, like, yeah, I guess I didn't check my show current areas in, but I can like go to an earlier thing here. Like, voila. Yeah, so we can see here that, like, I mean, yeah, this area between the polymers is pretty much always going to be used, I imagine. Yeah, you can see that. Actually, oh, I'm using area up here. Interesting. I didn't know that. Yeah, I'm also having some other wasteful little thinny things, like here apparently, which I don't know how I'm using. I probably don't need to use. And like, well, here's pretty much always getting used. Here's pretty much always getting used. Yeah, maybe this is actually not bad. I mean, but also I have like more track than I probably need, right? Because like this early track, there's probably a way to cut it if you actually, like do the thinny thing. Main area was actually found relatively recently. That's somewhat sad on account of the fact that I now do not get to compete for it, but also cool. Yeah, it makes sense that it's very hard to optimize for area. I'm guessing by min area you mean that, like, you can prove that is the minimum area that any solution could ever get. I'm assuming it's not, like, literally one arm and only necessary things and then no other, like, weighted cells, but, like, some other way of proving that there's no way to get smaller. You built it in the middle. Oh. As in, like, in these cells? I see how that's cursed. I understand now. Huh. Yeah, okay, maybe I didn't have a chance of that. You know what? Yeah, okay, that's fair. You know what, in that case I think I'm gonna say I'm happy with that. Yeah, I suppose that now I do have some extra time and want to play a bit more, so I could go back to one of these previous sins I promised to revisit. What was this silly one? Yeah, optimize this for cost, apparently. Yeah, this one. I could try cycles on this. I'm gonna try a cycles solution for this. Cycles for anime. Bam. Ooh. Bam. Awesome. That's so cool. Bam, boom. Bam, bam. Awesome. Okay, I'm immediately overwhelmed. This is going to be a lot different for cycles. I mean, yeah, I had the idea early of just, like, doing this thingy. Like, this is a place to start, I suppose. And then, is there a world where you do, like, multiple glyphs of bonding somehow? Maybe. Because then you could just do this after you make the thinnies. Actually, oh wait, you would want to flip it, wouldn't you? So, like, this is a place to start pondering. Like, yeah, do you see the vision here? Yeah, I think this makes... Like, this looks like a start, yeah. This looks like it could lead to something. Me when the cycles is non-trivial. 44 areas the minimum. Oh, that's low. Yeah. Immediately realizing, hey, wait, doing minimal cycles for this is really hard. I mean, starting on any solution is really overwhelming since it's like, you have to start from scratch. That's a lot, whether they... Yeah, so this... Well, actually, oh, I suppose I'm bonding things at like two completely different places that are hard to unite, necessarily. But not impossible. I mean, yeah, what if I have something that just, like, pushes the thing I make up here down to here where I finish? Is that an unreasonable idea? This would probably need to get out of the way of the product. I don't know if it's a good idea, but it might be a sensible one at least. I'm going to put this away for now. I don't know if I'll need it. I probably will, but that's a later me problem. So yeah, what I'm saying at this point is that, like, I'm making the thinny thin in both these places. I don't know exactly how I'm pivoting it, but the idea is that eventually I am going to just push the half the product through the anime and get it down here to finish being made. Which is a weird idea, but it might do a thing. Hopefully it does a thing. That's certainly the goal. Yeah, this could do a thing. Yeah, I'm kind of a believer. But yeah, this, I think, I'm a believer. I think I just need, like, this thinny thing. And then it's, like, work and happy. Okay, this might be an idea. It's going to be really complicated to program. This is definitely my last solve for the day, because I know I'm going to be in the programming stage for this for a long time, but I feel like this might work. Yeah, it is nice just being able to move the product through the entire solution and just, like, have it vibing. Since there's also nothing I want to bond that... nothing I don't want to bond. Nothing that I can successfully anime that I don't want to. Like, everything can just go through everything. Yeah, this does, like, the one downside of this is that I won't get any setup time, but since, like, well, I might get a little bit of setup time. Yeah, I just won't be able to, like, set up the second product far in advance, but I don't think that is necessarily, like, likely anyway. So yes, I do this thingy thing. Bam bam. And then that gives me anime, which I probably want right now. I may need to delay the anime, but for now I'm going to just see what happens if I take it immediately. So yeah, then anime existing, I guess it'd be unlistic that it begins to actually exist. So at that point I can take it, pull it, it's mine. Actually, yeah, it's seeming like delaying the anime is going to be smart. Okay. I'm pretty sure that's going to be better, so I will instead do another rotation for both of these, then drop the thingy. I guess it'll fully reset you, actually. No reason not to. Then grab, boom boom, anime. Awesome. I guess, are these always going to fully reset? I guess so. Yeah, pretty much. So yeah, reset again, reset again. And now anime is real, which is awesome. I like anime. Except apparently I'm not supposed to. So yeah, so then I can do that. Now we have our first bonds. We have Salt Moors and Salt Vitae. And then we need to rotate these appropriately so that nothing sucks. How do I do that? Good question. Actually, I'm realizing this is kind of going in a direction that's more like a sum solve than an area solve, huh? Or a cycle solve, I mean. Also, I'm realizing that I probably don't need 5 at all and can just make 3 do more things. With a track. 5, I'm killing you already. Okay. So yes, anyway. As I was saying... There's something I was saying, I'm certain of it. Yeah, so now we have the first thinny things, and I need to make that play nice with extra salt and turn the picture. Which I guess means I'm going to pivot land for a while, yeah. I think the thing that makes sense to do is just pivot these really hard. So for 4, I think it's gonna be that. And then for 3, I think either option works. The perfect mirror, though, I think would be the same thing. So it's rotationally symmetric, and these are rotations. Yeah, that makes sense. Let me actually just check what we have here to make sure. Bam. Awesome. Yeah, so that will work for the second thinny thing. Awesome, yeah. So then these two just do this again. Bam. And yeah, at this point, oops, that's the wrong one. No more anime. Bam. Okay. Yes, at this point, for real this time, I start thinking about doing the weird thing. Yeah, so I think what happens now is that I'm going to put both of them like this. Actually, I think it needs to be... Does it need to be here? I think it does. So I do that. Now 4 starts to extend. Bam. Bam. So now what I should have is salt, vitae, salt. And I think 3... Yeah, I think what 3 would need actually is another piece of track. Oh, no, oops. Go away. Ame. There we go. Yeah, so then 3 can do plus. And I think that... Let me make sure that if I go up here, then what happens is what I think happens. Yes, it's exactly what I think happens. And then 3 just pulls in and goes right twice and wins. Once you let go, that is. Okay, I may have a really fancy solve that doesn't do anything again, but this should work. Let's see it. Get him. Do it. Do the thing. Yeah, that is clean. That feels very good. I don't know if it's actually good cycles. But it's extremely cool. I like it. It's around the curve for cycles. Yeah, this is sort of like some vibes, honestly. Like, this is actually quite good at everything. Huh. I don't imagine it's, like, amazing, the best ever sum, but it is, like, definitely solid, I feel like. I mean, it's a cool solution, at least. It's a fun solution. I like it. Yeah, there's definitely better that you can do here for cycles. This is not a strong concept for cycles, fundamentally, I don't think. It just works and that's pleasant, true. It feels nice, I like it. Actually, hold on. I'm thinking if I can make 3 more efficient somehow. With like a track going to a different spot. I don't know that I can, because yeah, I use that plus track to go there, and... Yeah, okay. I was thinking of this thing that doesn't make sense. Okay. Yeah, this is pretty much like... This is the thing this concept does, and works well. And that's basically where this concept is at. I'm satisfied with that. There's probably some metric by which this is a good solution. Maybe it's some, maybe it's, I don't know, maybe it's something. Definitely feels like a satisfying solution. It might be a Pareto? What's that? Explain to me, Tortuga. I will enjoy the satisfying colors while I'm being explained to. The Pareto frontier is a concept the community uses to describe the best solutions for any arbitrarily constructed metric. I see. So if you just choose a metric, like, make up your own metric specifically to, like, be something that this puzzle is good at, then it might be the best at that thing. Or, oh, I see, I misunderstood. A primitive frontier solve is a solve that cannot be beaten without making some other parameter worse. I see, interesting. That makes more sense, that's more useful, okay. Yeah, I completely misunderstood your initial explanation, sorry. Yeah, that's cool, actually. That's a kind of cool parameter. Nice. They may have made a special weird kind of thingy thing that may or may not do a thing. Awesome. Well, I think for now that's probably gonna be the stream for today. But I had a lot of fun this stream. This is really enjoyable and nice. I really liked making some of the weirder, more complex solves this time. Like, this silliness. And what was my other cycle solve? Was it Warm and Tonic? Yeah, it was Warm and Tonic. Bam. Get him. Yeah. Oh yeah, I've seen rate. I'm a bit confused at how rate is different from cycles, actually. Since we have the time anyway, I guess I'll ask if you can, like, explain that to me. What's the exact difference between rate and cycles? Rate doesn't care about how long it takes you to put product on output. Oh, I see. So Ray is just about making the product, and it doesn't care at all about, like, as far as it's concerned, this product thing doesn't exist, basically. As long as you're eventually getting it there, like, as long as you're getting it there, like, before you cause a collision, basically, then it works out. Okay, that's interesting. Yeah, I can see how that would be unique and interesting and cool. Huh. Maybe we'll have to try optimizing for rate at some point. I see. That kind of makes sense. I don't know if I'm fully grasping the concept yet, but I think I have a working understanding. Rate only cares about how frequently you're outputting if you go arbitrarily far in the future. Okay, yeah, maybe I don't understand it, actually. The explanation makes sense to me, but it sounds different than Tortuga's explanation. Yeah, so I guess, like... So it sounds like what Raid is doing, fundamentally, is basically giving you infinite setup time. Okay, yeah. That makes more sense. Okay, I think I understand things now. Yippee, I'm not confused. I've successfully avoided being confused as hell. Well, anyway, I think that will actually mark the end of the stream now. Thanks everyone for watching. I really enjoyed this stream. And I hope you all have a lovely night. Goodbye. I shall whisk off into the night sky now.